evening, everyone, and welcome. Bonsoir, tout le monde, et bienvenue. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, opening the Amateur Radio Exchange Group for Wednesday, December 6th, 2023. This is week 1577 weeks that AREG has been on the air. And my name is Chuck, and my station is located in East Hamilton. This net is on every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. and ending around 10 p.m. local time here on 146.430. Since this is a Simplex net, not everyone will be able to hear everyone else. And so we also stream the net on YouTube, so people who tune in can hear stations that they cannot hear on their radio and hear how their audio sounds on the air, see their signal strength, as well as see my station layout. Just type in my call sign into the YouTube search box, again VA3CJZ, and look for us live or tonight under the title AREG Week 1577. Finally, we ask that you please leave a 1 to 2 second delay between transmissions to allow others to break in. With that, do we have any time sensitive or mobile stations? Please come now.
No, we don't. V3PDL.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Very good then. So we'll put in VE3PDL and say hello to Paul. Come on in, Paul.
I was just trying to say it as quick as I could, keep in that 1 second thing. Anyway, just being a smarty pants. Just throwing a bean in the pot, sir. Didn't want to miss out. V3PDL.
All right, Paul. Well, that makes you number one on the list, so very good. And we'll get back to you in a bit then. So let's open up the net to anyone and everyone. With a call sign, please come now. VA3CJZ.
VA3XJ.
All right, we got Rick in there, VA3AXJ. Rick, sorry, Paul is number one, but we probably won't hear from him again for the rest of the night.
Isn't that the truth? He's gone to bed already, probably.
Listen here, Peanut Butter King.
Good bed, Paul.
All right, so how's Rick tonight? What's new and exciting?
Well, put it this way. I'm kind of in a peeved mood. They got my antenna, but it's the wrong one. I kept it anyhow. I ordered another one. And behold, it's the same friggin' one. So, I take it that I could go out to Toronto or to Radio World, I guess, and I could get an antenna there.
Yeah, or you can go down to the Petro Pass down here on Burlington there and get one there.
Oh, I forgot all about that place. Yeah, I'll check that one out. Save me the drive all the way to the top 400.
Yeah, I remember I bought a radio and I needed something extra for it, and I stopped in there and they had it. So, yeah, a lot of truckers still use the 11 meter band radios, and a lot of the equipment, but I don't know if you would get a 2 meter 440 antenna there, but you never know.
Yeah, it's worth checking out anyhow. I don't know if they have any ham equipment there or whatever. I don't know, but you don't know until you go and look, I guess.
Yeah, well, instead of driving all that way, stop there first, and then if they don't, then just keep going on until you go to Toronto.
Yeah, if I'm going to go to Toronto, I'm going to leave here about 10 o'clock. That way the rush hour is pretty well done, and get back in a reasonable hour.
If you went on the computer tonight and you went on Amazon, you could probably get one tomorrow or the next day.
That's what I did. I got two from Amazon, and they both sent me the wrong ones.
Oh, You got to pick the right one there, Rick.
I guess you're right. I guess I didn't pick the right one. I don't know. I just get fed up because, like, they're not much money, eh? But the first one they sent me was about 6 inches tall, with a magnet about the size of a pill bottle. you know. And the one they just got today is about a foot high and a little bit bigger than a pill bottle.
Yeah, yeah. I know Pierre's got one of those little ones there, probably about 8 inches or so. And that's what he runs from his balcony, I think.
I run it off the hand. I run it off the handheld. It works pretty damn good, and receives pretty good too. But I need something for the top of the truck.
Yep, yep, absolutely. There's guys out there using their cookie sheets there or pizza trays for the bottom of the magnet mount. So yeah, there's all kinds of possibilities. But that's the thing, Rick. When you buy something online, you got to make sure you got the right choice. If not, you got to either eat the cost or uh, send it back, and that's usually a hassle. I hate sending stuff back. I've only had to do it a couple times, and that was enough for me.
Yeah, I'm not going to send them back. I'm going to use them anyhow. But still, I'll throw maybe 3 or 4 on top of the truck and drive around with them on with nothing hooked up to it.
Yeah, yeah, you don't want to do that. Okay, buddy. So we're gonna check and see if there's some other check-ins there. But do you have anything else for us for now?
No, but I'll be hanging around for a while. I kind of all geared up here, so I won't be going to bed anytime soon.
All right. Well, we got a great net tonight, as always, and we'll get back to you in a bit there, Rick. So with that, we'll clear with VA3AXJ and see who else is out there would like to check in with us here on the weekly amateur radio exchange group Simplex Net. This is VA3CJZ. Please come now.
VE3ZJC. VA3IMW.
Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform.
November Foxtrot Golf.
Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet.
All right, I think I got it now. We've got ZJC, IMW, Charlie Echo Uniform, November Foxtrot Golf, and Romeo Whiskey Juliet. Anyone else? All right, let's start with that. Good evening, VE3ZJC. Jason, come on in. How's things?
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on frequency. I'm doing all right today. Traffic was a work from the office day. Traffic coming home was an absolute disaster. I guess there was a whole bunch of stuff that happened before I got on the road, but, it is what it is. Not much happening around here. I'm hoping you can give me a report back here on how my radio is sounding on the 2-meter side.
Well, my radio shows your full strength, and the audio's good. It's not blasting loud, but it's full and clear. It's good.
So I guess whatever electrical background noise was happening on the 2-meter side previously has magically disappeared because I haven't done a dang thing to my station, and I'm just banging my head against the wall if it comes back. So nothing else for me, Chuck. I will send it back to you.
Oh, right. Yeah. You know what? I did hear it the other night on 70 centimeters, very faintly, though. To my ears, it sounds like you're pulling on the mic cord while you're talking, and almost sounds like a ground short or something like that. So I don't know, but it's not there now. It's good.
Roger that. Thanks. I guess I will just leave everything, the desk mic, the power supply, the radio, exactly where it is and not move it. That's it for me, sir. I'll let you get back in there behind me. VE3ZJC, back to net control.
Okay, very good. Jason, last thing, do you have a handheld or a desk mic or what?
This is a desk mic. This is an ICOM SM8 with the adapter in it to go from the pin out to the RJ45 in the back of the 7100.
Okay. Yeah, like I know, for instance, my power supply has the plugins at the back of the power supply, and I have what do you call those things where you can add banana plug, I guess. You can add multiple radios or whatever into it, but there's only those two red and blue jacks to go by, and so unless you add those banana plugs, you could only fit one piece of equipment in there. But if you do have lots of those banana plugs, like I do, you got to make sure those positive and negatives stay away from each other as you add on more equipment. Just something to keep in mind. Anyways, very good, Jason. We'll get back to you in a little bit, and we'll clear with you and go and say hello to Mac, VA3IMW.
Well, good evening, Chuck, and everybody else. Nice to see that Jason's got his dynamo hum under control. And it was nice of Chris to give your net a plug on the Burlington Amateur Radio Club net. So, yeah, Chris did a fine job running that tonight. I think he's got 25 or 26 check-ins. And, yeah, things seem to be working fairly well with the local net schedule. Gives everybody a chance to check into this, that, and the other and not have conflicts. Other than that, looking forward to the usual on this day. And glad to be fully recovered from jet lag and all the rest of that good stuff. So I guess I'm here for the duration, and thanks for keeping the heritage alive there, Chuck. I'm listening along.
Okay, very good then, Mac. Glad that you're feeling back to yourself and not have to worry about traveling to anywhere over the holidays, unless you go on vacation, of course, which a lot of people are probably not doing this year compared to other years, but you never know. Okay, Mac, very good. You're coming in great as well, and all sounds fine over here. And I think you're full strength on 2 meters here as well. So we'll clear with you, and let's see who is next on my list. And that would be Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform. Tomas, come on in.
Great seeing you. Good evening, Chuck and everybody else on the net. Yeah, happy day. Yeah, busy day today as the buses there. Yeah, just wanted to check in here. I'm going to be, this is only going to be my only transmission. I got to go downstairs and watch a show with the wife. So, other than that, everything else is the same here. Equipment working fine. Everything's good at this end, and everybody's happy and healthy.
Oh, very good, very good. And so thankfully you guys are not on strike there. And well, the Grey Cup's over, so no need for a strike. But yeah, hopefully you guys are happy with what was offered. I know there's a slew of unions, it seems, one after the other, saying that they would strike if they weren't going to get a good deal. So, yeah, you know, it happens. I'm just glad that the garbage pickup didn't go on strike. I hate when that happens. It gets pretty filthy, if you ask me. But anyways, very good, Tomas. You're coming in here around S7, S8, fluctuating. So good signal and good audio tonight there, my friend.
Thanks, sir, Chuck. No, that wasn't me that was on strike. That was Hamilton. I'm in Oakville. Yeah, and unfortunately Burlington got a better deal than we got. They got a pretty good bonus, whereas we didn't. And us and old Phil, we lost out 2 weeks of pay and stuff like that. But yeah, we're going to be renegotiating in February 2025. That'll be the next contract for us for 3 years, and hopefully we don't go on strike, because that's going to be the year I retire. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that. Hey Chuck, I'll say 73 to you, and you have yourself a good night, and we'll speak to you again next week.
Okay, very good, very good. Apparently, we might get a few flakes overnight, and but the rest of the week is showing positive temperatures, and I think I saw double digits in the forecast there. So pretty crazy stuff. So we'll take it, and we'll probably pay for it in January. But what the hell, eh? We're used to it. Anyhow, thanks for checking in, Tom, and get some rest, and we'll talk to you again soon. So we'll clear with Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform, and go up the hill and say hello to Steve, Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf. Come on in, Steve. How are you?
Good evening, Chuck, VA3CJZ, VA3NFG. The name is Steve, for anyone listening that doesn't know who I am. Sierra Tango Echo Victor Echo. Nothing going on here, Chuck. Worked a full day today. Up early, 4 a.m. So, and I just got back in the door about 10 minutes ago from going to the store. What else have I got? I think that's all I got. I do have a friend who maybe checked in on YouTube. His name is Mark, and he might be checked in on our YouTube stream here this evening. I'm not sure. I don't have the stream up running, but you may be looking for him there. I'm not sure who's checked in, but anyway, that's all I got there, Chuck. No further traffic for the net. We'll be listening along there for a little while yet. So back to net, VA3NFG.
Okay, very good, Steve. Well, so far, only Wade has checked in on the YouTube stream. That's VA3NCA. And so thank you, Wade. I assume he'll be checking in via the radio at some point. But a lot of guys like listening on the YouTube stream. And so that way you can hear everyone I can hear. So there you go. All right, Steve. Well, we got some pretty good announcements and on this day stuff that pertains to us in Canada here. And so, yeah, look forward to getting into that a little bit later. Thanks for your check-in, Steve. Do appreciate it. So next, let's go to Chris, Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet. Chris, come on in.
Hello, Chuck. You're quite noisy here, but that's because of my local noise on 2 meters. And this time of year, it starts earlier in the evening, so makes this net a little less fun. But thanks for the YouTube stream. I can follow along there. No traffic. Trying to get everyone's Christmas shopping done this week, so I can stop thinking about it. Back to you, and we'll be listening along. V3RWJ.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. I'm trying to do the same there, Chris. I'm almost there. I just have my daughter's boyfriend to get something. And then my wife has her birthday 2 days after Christmas. So my wallet gets a double burp, you might say. So I still have to finish that up. But very good. Yeah, I actually start in October. And just buy stuff and put it away, and I know it's going to be a present. So it's easier that way than to. I used to be one of those guys that goes out on the very like on Christmas Eve, but I'm done with that.
Yeah, I used to know someone who'd go do all of it Christmas Eve. Like, go to the
Yeah.
mall on Christmas Eve afternoon and somehow manage to buy for everybody. But nope, doesn't sound like fun. Back to you. I'm gonna go check myself out on the stream.
Okay, very good, Chris. Thanks again for your check-in, sir. Much appreciated. Again, if you've just tuned in, we do stream the net on YouTube. Just put in my call sign into the YouTube search box. It's VA3CJZ, and you can check in, say hello, or just tune in and listen along. So with that, we'll clear with VE3RWJ and see if anyone else is out there wishing to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group net. Please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Golf Bravo Delta.
Dickhead. I think I got wiped out by George. BA3 NFL.
All right. Yes, sir. George is booming in tonight. And I heard NFL in there as well. So let's bring in VE3 Golf Bravo Delta. George, come on in.
Yeah, got the radio back tonight, and I'm playing with it. Just wanted to make sure I checked into your net.
All right. All right. So what radio is that?
Oh, I got my icon back. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dave fixed it up for me.
Oh, I bet you're happy now, right?
Oh, I am a happy camper, trust me.
Oh, yeah. You're blasted in here now, George. Full strength, full audio and everything. So congratulations.
Wow, that was quite loud, whatever that noise was.
That was you.
That wasn't me, I didn't get up.
I can't get over you, George. What the hell's going on?
Well, I got my icon back. That's what's going on.
It's working for you.
Manager.
So do tell us what was wrong with it.
Well, you'll have to ask Dave. Well, the cord I know was wrong. The cord I ordered. But other than that, I think there was some kind of blown circuit or something. I'm not sure.
Well, whatever it was, I'm glad you got it fixed there, George. And now you can stay with the big boys.
Exactly. That was my thing. It's been almost a year.
Wow, really, eh? Has it been that long already? Wow. All right. Well, those puny little radios that try and key up on you now won't do anything.
No. Just happy to get it back and happy to see it's working. And it works good. I got it hooked up to my tram antenna out there, so it's all good.
Okay, George. Well, very good then. Congratulations once again. And so we've got you down in the log, and we'll drop down and say hello to Al unless you have anything else.
No, I'm just happy to have my radio back, my friend. I'll be listening.
Okay, very good then. There's a happy camper for sure. I know I would be ecstatic having my gear working again like that. So, okay, very good then. So we'll clear with VE3GBD. And next on the list is VA3 NFL. Al, come on in.
Hey Chuck, how you doing? I'm sitting there watching you on the live stream here. Didn't know I could do that. Yeah, just waiting for my dinner bell, but that's getting pretty close, I hope. I'm starving. Listening along, enjoying the evening, and I'll turn it back to Ned.
Okay, very good then, Al. You're coming in good tonight. Geez, are you on the 991A?
Yes, I am.
Ah, okay. Yeah, well, you're blasting in here as well. Geez, I'd say about 20 over. No problem. And good audio. So good job, Al. And so we will, next round there, we'll give you another shout. If you're there, you're there. If not, you will move along.
Hey Chuck, enjoy the evening. Everybody else on that, enjoy the evening. But listening along for a short time, I hope. I'm starving.
All right. And you could always go back to the video and listen to what you've missed. The video can be played back anywhere you like. You just put the mouse at the bottom and move the slider back and forth there, and you're good to go. Okay, so we'll clear with VA3 NFL. And let's see who else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ looking for check-ins.
Yeah, we got a new check-in on YouTube.
There we go. Good evening, Mark. Glad to have you aboard. Welcome to the net. And I'm not sure if you have a call sign or not, but if you don't, I can't add you to the check-in list, but that's okay. I'm glad you're here. Listen along and enjoy the net. And thank you, Steve, for pointing that out.
No problem there, Chuck. He's a buddy of mine there. He's slowly getting interested in the hobby here.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, this is the place to be for some good, clean fun. And even though it's a Simplex Net, it's one of the main reasons why I do the YouTube stream. So people that can't hear another party can just listen along on the YouTube stream. So glad to have you aboard there, Mark. Okay, so if we don't have any further check-ins at this time, I'd like to start off by giving some announcements. First, we have OnTARS is pleased to announce the Santa Claus Net for 2023. And once again this year, Santa Claus will be joining us on the amateur bands to chat with children of all ages. And that will be for 2 nights, 5 p.m. Thursday, the 14th of December, and 5 p.m. Friday, the 15th of December. And that will be on 3.755 megahertz lower sideband. So 80 meters, Thursday, December the 14th at 5, and Friday, December the 15th at 5 p.m. on 3.755 megahertz lower side. Okay, so let's go to contests real quick. We've got a couple for sideband users. Coming up, we've got the ARRL 10 meter contest, and that's for CW and phone for 10 meters only. And that'll be for 2 whole days at 0 Zulu time, December 9th to 2400 Zulu, December 10th. So look forward to using my vertical antenna that's only 20 feet off the air and talk around the world on it. That vertical works great on 10 meters. So good luck to everyone for that coming up. And let's see, what do we have next? There's a Digi contest, RTTY for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And then we have, what else is next here that's interesting? Oh, the International Naval Contest. And that's geographically focused for Europe, but participation is worldwide. For sideband and CW, for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80. Again, the Naval single op all band CW sideband mixed. So that should be interesting. I don't recall that that contest. And then we have a big one for the PSK 31, folks. That will be for 40 meters, 80, and 160. And that will be for 3 days, I do believe. Yep, that's the PODXS 070 Club Triple Play Low Band Sprint. But the sprint lasts 3 days. Starts December 9th, goes through to the December 12th, 0 Zulu time. So there you go. Okay, so anyone else interested in any of the contests we have coming up, just open up your web browser and type in contestcalendar.com. And you can open up the 8-day schedule, or you can move ahead in time and see what's coming up. So with that, let's see if anyone else is out there that'd like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now.
VA3NCA.
Okay, I hear VA3NCA. Wade out in the West End. Come on in, Wade. You're sounding good.
VA3 CJW. Wait a minute. CJZ. Wow, it's been a long day. VA3NCA, good to hear you, Chuck. And all on net. It was a work from work day, which might be part of the brain fog, but home now, and so looking forward to the AREG net as usual. Yeah, we had the holiday breakfast for our department, so that was fun. Went in the morning, and I had to soak up some vacation time for this year, so took the afternoon off and spent it in the maker space on campus in the science library there. Built a little 3D printed connector for my my Ham Shack PC thingy. Let's see, what's the short story? The short story is this little tiny box that just runs Linux on it, and it has a wall plug on it. But when I looked inside, that wall plug was just a little power supply that converted to 12 volts. So I replaced all of that nonsense with a little power pole connector, and now I can run it off the battery system that I have for my radio. So, but that left me with the power pole connector just hanging out on the end of a wire out of the machine. So that was really great. So spent the afternoon in the maker space making up a little connector housing for the thing. 3D printing is a pretty neat little technology. Nowhere near good at it yet, but nonetheless, it's fun, and it's great to have access to those resources to make things up like this. So, all in all, a pretty good day to be had. A holiday breakfast followed by an afternoon off spent in a maker space. So that was a pretty decent Wednesday, and actually capped it off with AREG. So pretty good day in all respects. Back to you there, Chuck.
Oh, very good, very good. I believe you and Jason are the only two people I know that do 3D printing. So I've never actually, seen a unit up close. Of course, I've seen them on video and that, but I think commercially, it's catching on pretty big. I don't know about privately, how many people, because it's one of those things where it's still probably pricey because it's fairly new tech, and it'll be a little bit before the price goes down. Am I right?
Yeah, I think we're getting there, though. It's becoming more reasonable in general, I think. I would defer to Jason. Actually, Jason's got me beat way further on the advancement scale there. as far as 3D printer goes, he knows a lot more about it. But I don't have a printer myself, but I do have access to the makerspace there at the Science Library. It's out on campus, and I'm pretty sure the price is coming down. It's a lot less than it used to be for some pretty nice equipment, but it's still not something that you would really you don't see these things in every corner store yet. So I think we're sort of in the middle, maybe a little bit further along than it being something super special. I think the key is that to get a most benefit out of it, you really have to learn the modeling software, and then the question becomes which modeling software, because that's like a very wide, broad sets of different software, and any one that you learn is an investment of the time. So that's where I am, just hacking along with the low end tools on board equipment. But as I understand it, Jason has a bunch of machines himself and gets right in there. I know a couple of the guys on my team there at Mac. They're really into it, and they've got their own printers. So I think it's picking up steam, and it's quite good for prototyping things. And if you get it wrong, you just make a slight adjustment to the model, and you hit reprint, and a few minutes later, maybe an hour or two later, you got another version of whatever widget you need. So pretty good software. I think it has a lot of really good intersections with ham radio antenna building and such like that. So having a lot of fun, and the times I can spend on it, and maybe someday I'll pick up a printer. I don't know. That's the next level of commitment.
Yeah, yeah. Well, get used to it first. Then what you're going to be looking for, and when you're more familiar, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. Actually, the funny thing is too, I was in the space there, and it's end of term, so there's a lot of students in there doing their projects. And there was one pair of students who had their own mini, totally unique printer design. It kind of printed upside down. The prints would be printed from the top down, hanging from the build plate. Kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen any of the resin ones that 3D print out of a pot of liquid resin.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, but without the liquid resin. So it was kind of interesting, and that was their final engineering project, was to build this thing, and that was pretty cool to see. So I think there's a lot of innovation going on in the space, and I think that there's even some pretty good regular consumer models coming out that people can have a lot of good luck with. So yeah, I'm not quite there, but maybe we'll see what 2024 brings if I decide. But for now, I just sign up for some time in the library there at campus, and that suits my needs for now.
Oh, yeah, very good, very good. It just made me think of as a kid when we used to put together a kit to put together a model airplane or a car or a train. Now you could just 3D print one. You don't have to inhale all that contact cement. It's cheating, of course, but yeah, you could. It's like you said, they're making all kinds of innovations with that technology, and pretty soon, most people will have access to one with a fairly reasonable price. You never know; it might stay expensive for quite some time, and most things usually come down. Geez, I remember seeing VCRs going for $1,000 or more. Yeah, when they were brand new, um, quite expensive. Thinking about my first tower computer, I think with a printer, I think with or even without. Anyhow, it worked out to almost $3,000 for my first one. So yeah, they've come down in price. So very good, Wade. Well, thank you for checking in with us. Do appreciate it. And so I'll let you get back to fiddling around with whatever you're doing and listening along to us on the YouTube stream. Anything else there, Wade? Good signal, by the way. around S20 to 30, or my radio says S9 plus plus.
Yeah, no, you're coming through nice and clear to me tonight. Conditions seem really good. I don't know if somebody's forgot to turn on their Christmas lights tonight, but not having any background noise. You're coming here at full quieting, S9 to my station, sounding great. Don't have anything else to add this time, but I'll definitely be listening along and catch you on the next round. And looking forward to this day and all of the other events coming up. Thanks for doing it again, Chuck, and I'll send it back to you to pick up some more. VA3NCA, back to net control.
Okay, so we'll clear with Wade, VA3NCA. And before we do another call out, I just want to remind everyone that QRZ has another 12 days of Christmas certificate, or no, 12 days of QRZ certificate this year. So starting December 1st until February 28th, if you've made radio contact and entered it into QRZ for 12 days, you will get a certificate. And so quite easy. It's almost as easy as the, what was the 30? There's another one I got has a 30 in there, but fairly easy certificate to get. And so I'm also getting some pretty unique parks on the Parks on the Air. I was part of two brand new park activations. On one of them, I was check-in number 12, and the other one, I don't know the number, but I was still part of the first person to activate that park. So a lot of fun. And of course, there's brand new parks coming out in the States as well. This one was in Canada, out in Nova Scotia, in the Bay of Fundy. And yeah, so I see there's some 5-digit parks now. So it's still a lot of fun. And so with that, let's see if anyone else is out there would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. AREG, please come now. Okay, nothing heard. Let's see, where are we now? It's 8:42 p.m. and 0 degrees outside the CJZ studio. They are calling for a few centimeters of the white stuff. I don't even want to say that 4-letter word that starts with an S, but it shouldn't be too much. Apparently, there's a storm system coming in. We might get slush, snow, rain mix. But geez, it's saying here tomorrow +4, Friday +8, Saturday 11 degrees, with Sunday having 70% chance of rain. So we're staying above the freezing mark for the next little while. So that's good. Okay, so before I start on this day with birthdays and that, does anyone else have any announcements that they'd like to make? Okay, so a few people that normally drop by are not here tonight, like Rick and Art and a few others, but that's okay. We'll carry on. So let's go to the top of the list real quick, see if anybody else has anything to add. How about Paul, VE3 Papa Delta Lima? Oh, Paul's not there. Let's go to Rick, VA3 AXJ.
Did you really think Paul was going to answer? That's funny.
Yeah, I know. Oh, look, there's some more garbage pickers looking through my blue bins with a flashlight. I'll start picking through there. I don't have any booze cans, so you're out of luck.
Yeah, okay there, Chuck. I'm just looking forward to on this day. So carry on, buddy. Carry on.
All right. All right. Remember, don't transmit off your vehicle until you get a good antenna.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Oh, look at that. I can hear Rick, V3GBD. Wow. It's nice to be able to hear people. Sorry about cutting in. Hey.
You old fart, George.
Oh, yeah, not a problem there, George. You're excited, and I understand. It's very understandable. So now you can hear more people than you did before for the past year.
Yeah, exactly. This is, yeah, it's exciting to me having this radio back up and running. I'll tell you, Dave, love that guy. You know, Garnet, Dave. You know,
Oh
he
yeah,
charged me only $42.
excellent, excellent. Yeah, you can't do better than that, there, George. Well, unless it was free, of course, but nothing's for free. But anyways, glad to have you back, as they say, back in the saddle again. And so hope you get lots of enjoyment out of that, George.
Oh, absolutely, buddy. Absolutely.
All right, very good. Okay, George, I guess we'll get started with the on this day. A lot of people tend to like that, and so we got some really interesting stuff today. So let's start off with on this day 145. That 145 is the amount of weeks that I've been doing this, and we'll start with today's famous people's birthdays, and we'll go all the way back to 1822. On December 6th, John Eberhard Faber was born. He's a German American pencil manufacturer and built the first large scale pencil factory in the United States. He was born in Stein, Bavaria, Germany, and he passed away in 1879. All right. Who remembers Bewitched and the mother in law? Her name was Agnes Moorehead. She played Endora on Bewitched, and she was born in 1900 on this day, and she passed away in 1974. And she's from Massachusetts. All right, next we've got Babyface Nelson. They don't have his real name here, but he was born in 1908, and he was an American bank robber and gangster who killed more FBI agents than any other criminal. Born in Chicago, Illinois. Okay, next we go to 1917, and a gentleman by the name of Irv Robbins was born. He's a Canadian American entrepreneur who co-founded the Baskin Robbins ice cream parlor chain, and he was born in Winnipeg. Passed away in 2008. I thought that was an all-American thing, so there's that Canadian connection again. Okay, let's go 1 year later now, 1918. Harold Horace Hopkins was born, and he's a British physicist and inventor of the endoscope. You know, that little camera they put inside you so they don't have to slice you open too big to check you out. The endoscope. They use them in caves now. They use them, in the pyramid. They use them everywhere. Anyhow, he was born in 1918, and he passed away in 1994. Next, let's go to 1924. We've got Wallace, also known as Wally Cox, American comedian and actor. He was the voice of the underdog. Remember that cartoon with the underdog? Uh, he was also on Hollywood Squares. I remember that. I used to watch that every day after school, I think. He was born in Detroit, Michigan, and passed away in 1973. All right, next we go to 1929 on this day. Robert King Moody was born. He's an American actor and comedian. He was on Get Smart as Starker, the assistant to Colonel Klink. Born in New York City, New York, and he passed away in 2001. You remember Klink always shouting Stalker? Not Colonel Klink, sorry, that was Hogan's Heroes. Yeah, it was another German there on Get Smart, anyways. My mistake. All right, old school wrestlers next. 1934, Nick Bockwinkel was born. He's an American professional wrestler with the WCW and the AWA. Born in St. Louis, Missouri, passed away in 2015. Okay, this is for all you old farts like me. 1943, Mike Smith was born. He's a British rock singer and keyboardist with the Dave Clark Five. Remember that song, Glad All Over? He was born in London, England. Passed away in 2008. I know I could have sang that title, but singing's not allowed. All right. Okay, next we go to 1952. On this day in history, Craig Newmark was born. He's an American entrepreneur and founder of the website Craigslist, because his name is Craig Newmark. So he was born in Morristown, New Jersey. Still alive. And we'll end the birthdays of famous people with Randy Rhoads. Born on this day in 1956, Randy Rhoads is an American heavy metal guitarist, originally with Quiet Riot and then with Ozzy. Born in Santa Monica, California, he passed away in 1982. His full name is Randall William Rhoads, and he was an American guitarist, co-founder and original guitarist of the heavy metal band Quiet Riot, and the guitarist and co-songwriter for Ozzy Osbourne's first two solo albums, Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman. Two great albums. Rhoads was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2021. Do you have any questions, comments, or check-ins, or anyone who'd like to correct me on any of this? This is VA3 CJZ.
Victor Echo 3 Zulu Sugar Zulu with that piece of information on Mr. Rhodes.
Okay, we've got you in the log. Sam, VE3 Zulu Sierra Zulu. Come on in, Sam, and take it away.
Okay, my brother. Randy Rhoads, tragic. He was an avid flyer, and one particular tour, he used to like to get on his plane, and one particular time he was dive bombing the back of the actual coach that they were on tour, and unfortunately he misguided his approach and hit the back of the bus and spiraled off, and that's what actually killed him. Ozzy Osbourne there was living in Middlesex, I think, UK. He went to his mansion and he lost it. He got really hammered and messed up, and he smashed every single room, every single window and everything in the whole place, because when he got back home, he had all these answer phone messages for people to replace Mr. Rhoads. That's a true story. Victor Code 3 Zulu Sugar Zulu.
Well, first of all, Sam, welcome to the net. A pleasure having you aboard, sir. And I did not know, or I forgot, that's how he died. But I do know that Ozzy was devastated for a very long time. Not even sure if he ever recovered from that loss. He was very, very close with Randy Rhoads, and I've seen him talk about him on many, many videos. And so, like I said, I'm not sure if he's gotten over that at all. So, well, thank you, Sam. I do appreciate that there, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I love this net, and I love what you hear, and I get a bit excited and quick on the key. Sometimes, but you do a fantastic net. Very, very interesting indeed. Yeah, no, I think Ozzy never really got over that. And even though he went on to Ozfest and all the other malarkey and everything, you know, I agree with you. I don't think he ever got over it. And they were exceedingly close. And when he got home, there was all these artists and people trying to get his job. And literally, that was the same day, or at least the next day, that he got home. And very tragic there. But thanks so much for letting me jump in. God bless. Happy Christmas to everyone out there. And have a fantastic net, and we'll be listening along. Fantastic net. Really cool. And I love the work that you put into it, sir. Victor K3 Zulu Sugar Zulu.
Okay, Sam, thank you very much, sir. And anytime you want to jump in there, by all means, go right ahead. This is a very friendly net here, and break in anytime. And so with that, we'll clear with Sam, VE3 Zulu Sugar Zulu, and see if anyone else is out there would like to join us here on our weekly Simplex Net called Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. And we're looking for your check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. Oh, I partially keyed up on you there. Try it again.
Sorry, VA3 BKF, Brian and Dundas.
Okay, VA3 BKM, Bravo, excuse me, Bravo Kilowatt Mike, Brian in Dundas. Come on in.
Yeah, sorry, just been listening along and working on my antenna. I'm now on a mag mount stuck to the fence behind my shed here, which seems to be working better than whatever I had going before. You hearing me okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've got you coming in at my station at an S8. Full quieting, no problems with the audio. Just remember, if you bring your mouth closer, it'll probably help with a little bit stronger audio. With some weaker stations, that does help. And also, you can listen to us on YouTube. If you want to play anything back, you want to listen to yourself. It's currently 8:58 p.m. And if you go to YouTube, put in my call sign, VA3CJZ, and you can look for us live tonight. Our stream is also called AREG Week 1577. And you just take the slider at the bottom, bring it back to 8:57 or so, and you'll be able to hear yourself checking in.
Well, that's great info. I appreciate it. And yeah, I have been having issues with the mic on this radio. I drove the hole larger, and I am currently kind of eating it. But it is what it is. It's an old rig that I got for next to nothing, and that's what I have for now. But you're doing a great job here. I will listen along, and let's speak. Carry on.
All right, very good. We shall carry on. Brian from Dundas. Yeah, good job from Dundas, by the way. My location is here by the Center Mall, Barton and Ottawa Street. So very good. And so with that, let's see if there's anyone else out there would like to join us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. Okay, nothing heard. That brings us back to on this day, week 145. We just finished famous birthdays. Let's see who died today in history. And this is a really appropriate one. Saint Nicholas is the first person on my list. He was born in 270 AD, passed away on this day in the year 343 AD. Now, Saint Nicholas was a Greek bishop who became the model for Santa Claus, and he dies at the age of 73. And they found his body, I think, last year or the year before in a church in either Greece or Turkey. I can't remember now, but they have uh, because he was a Greek bishop, so I'm pretty sure they found him in a church in Greece. But I could be mistaken. I could have heard also Turkey. If anyone knows that answer, they can come back and let me know. All right. Until then, let's move along and let's talk about the Siemens company. Werner von Siemens passed away on this day in 1892. Everyone knows the Siemens company. He was a German inventor, and he invented the Siemens electrical conductance unit, and also founded Siemens Corporation. Dies at the age of 75. All right, so we'll jump all the way from where we started now. We're in the 20th century, and the year is 1985, and a gentleman by the name of Burr, Burr, Tillstrom, passed away. He was an American puppeteer for the Kukla, Fran, and Ollie show. He dies at the age of 68. Next, we have Roy Orbison, passing away on this day, December 6th at 88. He's an American rock singer-songwriter. You'll remember the songs Pretty Woman or Only the Lonely. He was with the Traveling Wilburys. He dies of a massive heart attack at the age of 52. Next, we have Pete Rozelle, passing away on this day in 1996. He's the American football executive he was the NFL commissioner from 1960 to 1989. So for 29 years, he was the NFL commissioner. That's a long time. He dies of brain cancer at the age of 70. Next, we've got the composer for the I Love Lucy theme, Elliot Daniel, passing away on this day in 1997. As I mentioned, he wrote the theme for I Love Lucy, and he was 89 years old when he passed away. Next, here's the link to the Hogan's Heroes I got mixed up with earlier. In the year 2000, Werner Klemperer passed away. He's a German-American Emmy Award-winning stage and screen actor. He was Colonel Klink on Hogan's Heroes, and he dies of cancer at the age of 80. Werner Klemperer. Let's go to the year 2014 now. On this day, Ralph Baer passed away. He's a German-American engineer and the creator of the first video game console, and that was named a Magnavox Odyssey home video game system. That was the very first video game console, and he dies at the age of 88. Next, we go to 2017. On this day, Cy Young passed away, and he was an American athlete and only United States male to win gold in javelin throwing. And that was in the 1952 Olympics. He dies of complications from dementia at the age of 89. You guys thought Cy Young was for hockey, but no. Gotcha. Next, we got another name that might sound familiar, and it's not who you think it is. Neil Armstrong passed away in the year 2020, and they have him here as a Canadian ice hockey linesman, and he officiated in 1,744 NHL games, and he's also in the Hockey Hall of Fame. He dies at the age of 87. Neil Armstrong. Not who you thought. And the last person on my list of famous people passing away on this day in history, last year in 2022, Mills Lane passed away. That might sound familiar because he was the American boxing referee going all the way back to the Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson in 97. And he's officiated in many, many main event boxing matches. And he was also a television personality. He was a judge. And Judge Mills Lane was the name of the show. And he dies at the age of 85. So he's right up there with Judge Wapner. So, yeah, the referee in boxing was also a judge. So that wraps up on famous people who died on this day in history. Now, as I've been doing for the last few weeks, I've kind of reminded everyone of who passed away this year. And every week I've been doing a month. So now we're going to the month of August of this year. And we start with John Gosling passing away. He's a British rock keyboardist with the Kinks. And he passed away this year on August 4th. And you'll remember the famous song Lola from the Kinks, as well as many others. And he dies at the age of 75 this year. Next, we have the founder of Adobe Systems passing away in August 19 this year, John Warnock. He's an American computer scientist and businessman. As I mentioned, he's the co-founder of Adobe Systems, passing away at the age of 82. And on August 23, Bob Feldman passed away this year, American pop songwriter and record producer. Remember the song My Boyfriend's Back? And I Want Candy. Dies at the age of 83. Also, on August 23rd of this year, Terry Funk passed away. He's an American Hall of Fame pro wrestler. Won many titles, heavyweight champ with the NWA, WWF, and so on. He dies at the age of 79. Next, we've got Yevgeny Prigozhin passing away on August 23rd as well. So 3 people. Yevgeny Prigozhin is a Russian oligarch and mercenary leader of the Wagner Group, killed in a plane crash. He was 62. I'm sorry, I had to smirk a little there. Everyone's favorite Price is Right host Bob Barker passed away this August 26th. Everyone knows Bob Barker from The Price is Right. Truth or Consequences. He did that from the year 1956 to 1975. And of course, he punched out that guy on Happy Gilmore there. Also a big animal rights activist. Dies at the age of 99. So that was August. So I've got just 2 people for September. I thought I'd throw that in there. Jimmy Buffett died on September 1st. American country rock singer-songwriter. Everyone knows the song Margaritaville. He dies of a rare form of skin cancer at the age of 76. And I thought I'd end off the list with September 5th of this year. David McCallum passing away. He's a Scottish-American actor. You might remember him as Ilya Kuryakin on The Man from U.N.C.L.E., as well as he was called Ducky on NCIS. He was 90 years old. And that wraps up people that passed away on this day and this year. Any questions, comments, or check-ins, please come now. This is VA3 CJZ.
VE3LBI.
VE3LBI. I've got you in the log, and every time you check in, Larry, you make me look at the time because I know it's just past 9 o'clock. So, VE3LBI, come on in.
Thanks, Chuck. Well, at least you know what time it is anyways. I try to keep it pretty consistent around the 9 o'clock area, or shortly after if you're doing one of your things there.
Yeah. Very good, very good. So, not really a subject to talk about tonight. I'm sure everybody is planning for Christmas and maybe having relatives over, maybe even going on vacation or preparing for that white stuff that's going to be falling down. A lot of people can't wait to get their snow throwers going, I guess, especially if you just bought one.
Well, I don't think it's going to be this Friday or Saturday. It's supposed to be quite warm outside, actually. So we managed to get the Christmas lights up today. They're all done, all lit up and ready to go. What else am I doing? I finally finished the kitchen downstairs. I have a tile of backsplash, which is, I guess, about 10 feet by about 3 feet. The countertop is already installed. But anyways, it's all done. The tiles put up, all nice and firm, and all grouted and polished. So didn't turn out too bad.
Yeah, so you're happy with it?
Not me, it's the wife.
What, you don't ever wash the dishes?
I got a dishwasher upstairs.
Oh, okay. I won't go there, but very good. Yeah, well, it's the little things. Sometimes it keeps Mama happy. So there you go. Good for you.
Anyways, that's about it for now. I'll listen along and see what's going on here. All right, thanks, Chuck, for picking me up. VE3LBI.
Okay, Larry. And by the way, you are lucky number 13. So very good then. Thanks for checking in again, Larry. Do appreciate it. Well, let's see who else is out there would like to check in with us on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ looking for check-ins. Please come now. All right, then. It's 9:12 p.m. and still 0 degrees outside here, outside the CJZ studio. So let's go back to on this day. So we finished the birthdays and people passing away. Let's go to historical events. And so we'll start with the year 1240. And we have the Mongol siege of Kiev, Ukraine. So in the year 1240, the Mongols, led by Batu Khan, occupy and destroy Kiev after an 8-day siege. Out of 50,000 people in the city, only 2,000 survive. Wow. All right, so we'll jump a few hundred years ahead to the year 1735. On this day, December 6th, the first recorded appendectomy was performed by Claudius Amiand at St. George's Hospital in London. 1735, first recorded appendectomy. Who knows? Some cook might have had to do it on the ship out in the middle of the ocean before then, but who knows? Yeah. If you were on a ship and you were the cook, you were also the surgeon and the dentist. No wonder they had rum. All right, so let's go to the year 1825. On this day, U.S. President John Quincy Adams suggests the establishment of a national observatory. So shortly after, they do that, but I don't have that information. But just to let you know, 1825. And then in 1849, on this day, Harriet Tubman escapes from slavery in Maryland for the second and final time. I wouldn't be surprised if she came across here to Canada. A lot of them did. Okay, And so in the year 1865, on this day, the 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution is ratified, abolishing slavery, in parenthesis here, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have duly been convicted. So you can make someone a slave if they commit a crime. Interesting. All right, so we'll jump ahead to the year 1876. On this day, the first crematorium in the United States begins operation. That's in Washington, Pennsylvania. They started burning human remains in 1876 as a business, I would imagine. Next, we go to December 6th, 1877. Thomas Edison enters the offices of Scientific American and turns the crank on his cylinder phonograph, astonishing those present with the recording. And the recording said, "Good morning. How do you do? How do you like the phonograph?" I'm sure it sounded different than that, but you get the idea. Also, in 1877, we have the Washington Post publishing its very first edition. Washington Post in 1877. And then in 1882, on this day, atmosphere of Venus is detected during transit. So Venus has an atmosphere. Here's something interesting. In 1884, on this day, an aluminum capstone was set atop the Washington Monument, Washington, D.C., making it the tallest human-built structure in the world, overtaking the cathedral in Cologne. That's in 1884 they built that monument. Didn't know that. Interesting. Okay, the year is 1897. London becomes the world's first city to host licensed taxicabs. There you go. Now, there are a few anniversaries of tragedy to mention today. And the first one, we're going to go to 1917 on this day, December 6th. French munition ship SS Mont Blanc collides with Norwegian SS Imo in Halifax Harbor, Canada, resulting explosion kills at least 7,000 people and injures more than 9,000 and is the world's largest pre-atomic explosion. Very, very bad stuff. And so that was on this day 106 years ago. Let's go to the year 1922 on this day. The first electric power line commercial carrier in the United States is in Utica, New York. First electric commercial power line. Another first. First U.S. presidential radio address. The year is 1923, December 6th. The first U.S. presidential address broadcast on radio by President Calvin Coolidge. Okay, 1925 on this day, a record 73,000 people pay to watch Chicago Bears beat the New York Giants 19-7. I'm sure the ticket sales made quite a bit of money then. All right. Next, we have the Dutch Commonwealth begins. 1942, Queen Wilhelmina announces Dutch Commonwealth. Okay, who here has been driven across the Everglades in Florida? I have, and it's quite the place. Let me tell you. So in 1947, the Everglades National Park in Florida is dedicated by President Harry S. Truman. Now, if you ever want to drive from the east side to the west side or vice versa in Florida near the south, you will be driving through the Everglades National Park. And you'll see all kinds of wildlife. You'll see alligators alongside the road, some crossing the road. There's panthers. There's all kinds. Pretty neat place. And so if you ever get a chance, visit the Everglades. So next, let's go to 1955. New York psychologist Dr. Joyce Brothers. Sounds familiar, right? She wins the $64,000 question on the game show. And the topic was boxing. Now, Dr. Joyce Brothers was on television many times after this game show. As a matter of fact, a lot of celebrities were on the dating game and things like that. So it's quite interesting. Okay, so let's go to the year 1956 now. On this day, against the background of the Soviet invasion of Hungary, the nations square off at the Melbourne Olympics in a famous water polo match, and the game is called off with Hungary leading 4-0, and near riot halted by police. Hungary goes on to win the gold medal. This is something I thought Arpad might find interesting, because it's not that long ago, 1956. I don't think he was born then, but nonetheless. Let's go to 1957. We have the very first United States attempt to launch a satellite, and it fails. The Vanguard rocket blows up on this day, 1957. The following year, on this day, 1958, December 6th, the United States lunar probe Pioneer 3 reaches 107,269 kilometers and then falls back. Let's go to the year 1963 now. The Beatles begin a tradition of releasing a Christmas record for fan club members. 1963. All right. 1964. On this day, December 6th, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer first airs on TV. And I think I've watched it once a year ever since, pretty much. Okay, let's go to 1968. We've got the Decca Records releases the Rolling Stone album Beggar's Banquet in the UK. The last during Brian Jones' lifetime. US, they release it in the US the very next day. Now, Brian Jones was a guitarist as well as a multi-instrumentalist, which means he played several instruments. Paul McCartney was like that as well. So that was in 1968. The following year, on this day in history, December 6th, 1969, we have the Rolling Stones at Altamont. 300,000 people attend a free concert featuring the Rolling Stones in Altamont, California. And the event is marred by violence and 4 deaths. If I'm not mistaken, the Hells Angels were probably once again involved in that. All right, some more interesting space stuff. In 1980, NASA launches Intelsat 5 satellite, number 502. If that means anything to anyone, I'm not sure what 502 means. Nonetheless. All right, here's some more history with 1984. Helena Sukova snaps Martina Navratilova's 74-match winning streak in the semifinals of the Australian Open in Melbourne, and ends Navratilova's hopes of completing the Grand Slam. Boy, she was some looker back in the day. She was smoking hot. Martina Navratilova. Okay, so now 1989 brings us to the next catastrophe in Canada. And 1989, on this day in history, December 6th, we have the worst Canadian mass murder. Marc Lepine kills 14 women at the University Polytechnique in Montreal. Sad day. Now, they mentioned that this guy hated women, but he also shot one man. One man was shot. I read up on it today. Okay, the following year on this day, 1990, Saddam Hussein announces the release of all foreign hostages. I'm pretty sure because he didn't want the Americans to invade, but they did anyways. Let's go to sports. Jerry Rice's record touchdown. In 1992, December 6th, San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Jerry Rice catches NFL record 101st touchdown in a 27-3 win over Miami Dolphins at Candlestick Park. And then in 1994, on this day, the Maltese Falcon is auctioned for a record $398,590. Now, this was a movie prop for a Bogart movie, I do believe. This was a rare Maltese Falcon movie prop. Was auctioned, like I mentioned, for almost 400 grand, far exceeding all estimates of its value. Crazy stuff. And next, 1995, on this day, Michael Jackson collapses while rehearsing for an HBO special. Now, many of you probably don't know this, but Michael Jackson became a drug addict after the fire in 1989 when he was doing the Pepsi commercial, and the lights set him on fire, probably because of all that stuff he's got on him and his hair and whatnot. So Michael Jackson says that his injuries from his 1984 fire led to his drug addiction, and his drug of choice was called propofol, or as he liked to call it, milk. Sad. Let's go to the year 2001. On this day, the Canadian province of Newfoundland is renamed Newfoundland and Labrador. I don't know why, but oh well. I guess Quebec had enough land they could spare some. All right, we're near the end here. 2006, on this day, NASA reveals photograph taken by Mars Global Surveyor suggesting the presence of liquid water on Mars. So that's back in 2006. And then we have 2008 now. On this day, American pinup model Betty Page is hospitalized in critical condition after suffering a heart attack. She was 85 years old. Betty May Page was an American model who gained notoriety in the 50s for her pinup photos or posters. She was often referred to as the Queen of Pinups. Her long jet black hair, blue eyes, and trademark bangs have influenced artists for generations. And in 2017, a supermassive, most distant black hole discovery announced by astronomers in the journal Nature. It is 13 billion light years away, and it's 800 times bigger than the sun. So that was just 6 years ago, and that's at the center, not the center of our universe, but far back in time. Apparently, the universe is only 13.8 billion years, light years. That's 13 billion light years away. Interesting. All right, very good. So still with 2017 now, December 6th, Starbucks opens its largest cafe in the world in Shanghai. It is 30,000 square feet and it's half the size of a football field. If you've ever bought a coffee at Starbucks, you'll know why they can afford such a big place. All right. Next, we have Trump recognizes Jerusalem. In 2017, United States President Donald Trump officially recognizes Jerusalem as Israel's capital, announcing plans to move the United States Embassy there. Check this out. In 2018, on this day in history, Luxembourg is the first country in the world to make all public transport free. All right, two more. So we're going to stay with the year 2018 on this day. The oldest known plague sample found in a 4,900-year-old remains of a 20-year-old woman in southern Sweden. So a 5,000-year-old plague sample was recovered in 2018. Okay, so we're going to end this on this day with the year 2020, and we have a Japanese space capsule, Hayabusa 2, lands safely back on Earth in Australia, carrying the first significant rock samples from an asteroid called the Ryugu. And so that's it for On This Day in History. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did researching it and saying it all back to you this evening. It's my pleasure. Do we have any questions, comments, or clarifications, or anybody who would like to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group net? Please come now.
No, but I was thrilled to death and would like to do a quick recheck in the 7.3 thing.
Absolutely. Very good, Paul. Go right ahead. VE3 PDL.
Well, as I said, my friend, I was thrilled to death with your information there, and thanks for doing the net and letting me dive in here the couple times I did, and told you I'd be here longer than you thought. VE3 PDL.
You realize it's pretty suspicious when you're laughing when you're saying you were thrilled.
No. That's just my microphone. It makes it sound like I'm laughing.
Oh, it's a thrill reflex.
Yeah. I got this foam thing on my microphone, and it doesn't work properly. It throws my voice off a little bit sometimes. He was probably yawning. Oh, there's that over-exaggerated audio again. Welcome back, George.
Go ahead, George.
Anyway, no, I just throwing my bean in the pot over there. Hello, everybody on that. And let's Chucky continue his net. All right, Chuck. Just like I said, diving in again, brother. But I won't be around for last call, so I'll let's consider this my last call. So 7-3 to everybody that checked in here. It was good to hear everybody when I was listening. And 7-3. Hope everybody's doing well. V3 PDL.
All right, very good then, Paul. So does that mean Sammy is going to do his 7-3 round here as well?
If he's got the handy talkie on, he might, but he's not here with me at the moment, no.
Oh, okay. Very good then. So we'll get to him and get his 7-3 round there shortly. All right. Thanks, Paul, and thank you for keying up 2 times on my net. I'll have to write that one down.
3 times, actually.
All right, very good. Take care, brother. Thanks for the check-in. Always appreciated. You have a good rest of the evening.
You as well, Chair. And, yeah, thanks for everybody putting up with my, myself.
Down, Paul.
As long as it wasn't me, myself, and I. Okay. Again, so we'll clear with Paul, VE3PDL, unless you got anything else.
No, sir, I'm good, Chuck. Thanks again, and 7-3.
All right, very good. All right, so before I go through the list of check-ins for 7-3 round, does anyone have any comments, questions, or announcements that they'd like to make? Please come forward. This is VA3CJZ. All right, very good. So let's go ahead and start the 7-3 round then. And let's go up to Rick, VA3AXJ.
Yeah, I'm still here, Chuck. I'm still here listening. Yeah, tomorrow I think I'm gonna take a trip down to that place tomorrow. Petrocan there. See what they've got. But I don't know. I don't think they deal with that kind of equipment. So anyhow, if not, then I guess I'm gonna have to boogie to Toronto and get one. Back to you.
At the craft plant.
Yeah, well, like you said there, Rick, you'll have to go early so that you can miss the rush hour on the way back.
Yeah, I leave around 10 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, and then you can get to the craft plant where they make all the peanut butter.
I got all kinds of that stuff. You need some? I saved the food banks that they're crying for it. You've been down there taking it all.
No, I don't need any. You just use that stuff to lure my dogs away.
Alrighty, on that note, PA3XJ will be QRT in about 10 minutes probably. Back to you, Chuck.
Okay, very good then, Rick. Thanks for hanging in there. Always appreciate your check-in. We have Michael joining us from Arkansas. Kilo India 5, Sierra Papa Alpha. Good evening, Michael. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Hope everything is well with you and the weather. We're currently at the freezing mark right now, so that would be 32 Fahrenheit for you, and it's 0 Celsius for us here. So we don't usually see winter until January here in southern Ontario, Canada. So we're pretty lucky here. We're actually lower than some states are here in Hamilton. We've got many states, Michigan, all the northern states, we're below them. So it stays nice until about January here. So thanks for joining us, Mike. We'll add you to the list on the check-in list. So with that, I might as well ask if there's anyone else out there that would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere?
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty then. So let's go down the list. And next is Jason, VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie.
Thank you, Chuck, and thanks for doing the net. Interesting as always. The historical events on this day is my favorite part, way over the people coming and going stuff. Hope you enjoyed delivering it. Hope everybody else had a good time listening along. And I will say 7-3 to you and everybody on net. VE3ZJC.
Absolutely there, Jason. I love doing that as well as you guys like hearing it, most of you anyways. And so, yeah, it takes a bit of my time to research it, but it's well worth it. Uh, it keeps my my speaking and vocabulary in check there. I get to exercise my speaking oratory skills, you might say.
Roger that. Thank you, sir.
All right. Take care, Jason. We'll probably talk to you on one of the other bands very soon. Okay, let's go to Thomas, see if he's still there. I think he might be in bed horizontal, but VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform. Are you still there? Oh, no. I'm sorry. It's not Thomas. Next is Mac. VA3 IMW. We've got lots of time left. Mac, go ahead.
Okay, there's a jab in there somewhere. All right, 3 minutes of fame. Anyways, yes, looking forward to a lot of activity with the stuff at work. Some thrilling stuff that we're doing right now. We had some major collisions in equipment today, which was really exciting, but nonetheless, we'll still get through it. Our people are learning a whole lot as they make some small mistakes. Anyways, it's going to stretch my day tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be back in town in time for the Lake Ontario Radio Club Simplex Net, so I'm trusting that RPAD's back from Ohio. Remember yesterday he said he was headed there in order to pick up his new windshield for his RV. So I trust he has a successful trip and returns with that so that he can get that last little item installed in his RV and be ready to see the world. Anyways, as usual, Wednesday evening with Chuck is a great way to spend some time and some great information, and I certainly appreciate all the time and effort that you put into researching that information. Thanks again, Chuck. I'll bid you 7 threes, and obviously, as we get ready to blast into another effective day tomorrow, probably go in QRT just shortly after 10 o'clock. 7 threes once again, and I'll pass it back to you, VA3 IMW.
Okay there, Mac. Well, before you go, you mentioned something about equipment collision. Can you specify a little bit more on that? I'm interested.
Well, imagine the biggest C-clamp that you ever saw, and then multiply that by times 10, and add some hydraulics and bull-fed rivets and let's say a 4-axis turntable with a part fixture mounted on it, and an ABB robot that's out of sync, and put it all together, and you end up with a crunch, clash, and crash, resulting in hardened steel arbors going flying, and let's see, the W-axis on the turntable lost its home position. It was out by 10 degrees, and yeah, it was a pretty significant event. So that's all kind of the fun stuff that engineers do when they bust things unintentionally.
Ah, okay. All right. I'm trying to get a mental picture of that, and I can imagine. So it was an expensive day. And tomorrow, I'm guessing it's pick up the pieces and regroup and see what kind of extensive damage you may have. All right. Well, very good then, Mac. Thanks once again for joining us on this easygoing Simplex Net once a week. I do appreciate it. And so you enjoy the rest of the evening and sweet dreams, my friend. We'll get you next time. All right. So next on our list, we have Thomas, VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform. Next, we have Steve, VA3 NFG, and his friend Mark. I don't think he has a call sign, but let's bring in Steve, VA3 November Fox Golf.
VA3 CJZ, VA3 NFG. Good net there, Chuck. It's always entertaining there, for sure. There, as soon as the 9 o'clock time rolls around, and it's on this day, and who passed? But not that that's entertaining. It's just of interest as time moves along. Anyhow, we'll say goodnight, and to anyone who's listening there, who's still logged in or got the radio on or just listening with a radio. Anyway, back to you, Chuck. We'll be hanging around for a little bit after the net, and we'll send it back to you and pick up the next guy there. VA3 CJZ, VA3 NFG. Back to you, Chuck. Thanks for doing that.
All right, very good then, Steve. And what was I going to say there? My pleasure. And glad to have you aboard. And so Mark is like your friend, like you said, and he's interested in amateur radio. And so I'm glad he joined us as well. Thank you, Mark, for stopping in. And for anyone who's missed part of the net, they can play it back on the YouTube stream. Just put in my call, VA3CJZ, in the YouTube search box. And tonight's AREG is called AREG Week 1577. And you can open that up, and you can move the slider at the bottom of the video anywhere you like. And so you can go back in time where you missed it or what have you. So there you go. So we'll clear with Victor Alpha 3, November Fox Golf. And next on my list is Chris. Let's see if he's still with us. Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet. All right, let's try George. Victor Echo 3, Golf Bravo Delta. 7-3 round, George.
Still here. I still got to get the garbage out, but I'm still here. I'm going to be hanging around till the end, I think.
All right, very good. I did something special today, George. I put our garbage out at 7 o'clock tonight before the net started, so I don't have to go outside.
I know. I was going to do it, but every Wednesday night, we got family that comes over, and, my wife's stepdaughter, they play their, I think, backgammon or something. I forget what they play. But, so I just wait. And then I get everything out. And right now, the front of my house, because I got the stairs, new concrete and whatnot. Yeah, it's gonna be a pain in my butt.
Oh, you got a new set of concrete steps?
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a pain in my butt, but yeah, you know. Hate to say what it cost, but it was expensive.
Oh, yeah. Just like everything else, George, I'm sure. Well, you be careful. It's going to be your first winter with ice on it. And so you're going to need to get used to that. Either throw some salt on there or some sand. And be careful. Make sure nobody breaks their neck on that.
Oh no, it's still brand new. I mean, it's still brand new. It's probably still wet. But he had to put a wedge, just the way my. I'll take a picture and I'll show you.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I understand it's new. I'm just saying this will be the first winter that you're going to get ice on your new steps, and so just to be careful there, you don't slip and fall and break your neck.
Oh yeah, there, yeah, because they got actually a board going from the neighbor's house to hold the board for the bottom of the step. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll take a picture and yeah, you'll see.
Okay, very good, George. I'll look for that. So once again, thanks for your check-in, George, and sticking around. I do appreciate it, sir. It's all about you guys making this net success, and so I appreciate you, George. So we'll clear with VE3 GBD, and let's go and see if Al has finished his dinner. He might be gone to bed right after dinner, but let's check. VA3 NFL. All right, next on my list, we'll go to the West End and see if VA3 NCA Wade is available. 7-3 round, Wade.
VA3CJZ, VA3NCA. I got it right that time. Good evening, Chuck. Thanks again. 7-3 to all. Another great way to spend a Wednesday night. Yeah, it was great to hear people near and far. Michael from Arkansas there, and Brian from around the corner. He's my neighbor here, and he came to me S9 plus 50 on direct. So not surprising that he's around the corner from me. So nice strong signal into me, and good to hear George again for sure. Congratulations on getting your icon back up online, and I'm hearing you on direct for a change for the first time in a number of weeks or months. So hope you enjoy that there, George. Good to hear from you again. Maybe this is for your Who Died coming up this year. Maybe for December. Maybe that's a future AREG. But we also did recently lose Shane. What's his name? The guy from the Pogues. Shane McGrain. Although I hear a lot of people's response was, that they were surprised he wasn't already. Unfortunately, he doesn't. He looks like he lived a hard life. Anyways, with that, I'll say 73, and good night, Chuck, and hope everybody has a good upcoming week. I'll talk to you down the line. VA3NCA, back to that.
All right, very good, Wade. When you mention hard life, it makes me think of guys like Ozzy, Keith Richards. Uh, very surprised they're still alive now. Mind you, Ozzy is a mess. Keith Richards, not so much. So, but yeah, um, some people can withstand that storm better than others. Okay, Wade, always appreciate your check-in, sir. Good luck at work. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll hear you down the log somewhere. Take care. VA3NCA. Next on my list is Victor Echo 3 Zulu Sugar Zulu. Sam, are you still there? All right, nothing heard. Let's try Brian in Dundas. Victor Alpha 3 Bravo Kilo Mike.
Yep, sorry, still here. Yeah, I listened along to the net and I loved the historical tidbits. Enjoyed all the info you passed along. And I do have my neighbor Wade here at about 100 over as well. So that's good. We'll probably touch the same net. Anyhow, yeah, enjoyed the net and have a good evening.
All right, Brian. Well, thanks for sticking around. I do appreciate your check-in, and I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. It's a great way to pass a couple of hours on a Wednesday night on Hump Day, and then sometimes it's when there's nothing else going on. It's nice to listen in for a couple of hours. It's a good distraction. Anyhow, thanks again, Brian. Do appreciate it. Hope to hear you next week if you have time. Anything else, sir, before we move along?
No. I'll keep on working my antenna and radio situation and join you guys all next week. Have a great week, all.
All right. Well, good luck with that, Brian. And we're always trying to improve our station. And so I wish you success. And so we'll clear with VA3 BKM and we'll go to VE3 LBI. Larry, last round.
Yep, we're right here, Chuck. Was listening along. All right, well, thanks for doing it, and we'll maybe hear you on Friday night, if you got the time. Anyways, okay, again, thanks. 7-3, all the best. Take care.
Okay. Thank you, Larry. I do appreciate it. And you too. Take care. Have a great rest of the evening. We'll talk to you again soon. And so next we have Kilo India 5, Sierra Papa Alpha, Michael in Arkansas. Thank you for checking in on YouTube and joining us. Michael, I hope everything is going well with you and your family. And thank you for stopping by. You are check-in number 14 with us tonight. And so, and I want to thank everyone else who checked in on YouTube as well. So with that, that's the end of my list. And Wade, VA3NCA, has put on the YouTube stream that it was Shane McGowan, or Mac Gowan. I forgot his last name, from the Pogues. Quick search on him, and the photos suggest that he had a hard life and no dentist. Oh, very good. Well, thank you for that information, Wade. Do appreciate it. And with that, do we have any last minute check ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm looking for any last minute check ins. All right. So, with that, we're going to put a bow on it for the night. It is 9:58 p.m. Still only 0 degrees. And tonight we had a total of 14 check-ins, including the YouTube stream. And so I want to thank everyone for joining us once again, and saying hello and telling us about your week. And I look forward to doing it again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And so with that, I'd like to say 7-3 all. Have a good night. We'll talk to you again soon.